What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the LTQ Wrestling Podcast. I am BDJ. Survivor Series War Games is over. Let's get into this review. So the women's War Games match kicked off the show. We had the face against the heel team. Bailey and Nia started off. And listen, I'm not a fan of Nia Jax starting this match off. I don't think she had a very good night in this match. She just looks sloppy. And maybe she's trying to overprotect her opponents. You could definitely say that. Like maybe she's just trying to not injure anybody, but man, she threw some chair shots that looked brutal in this match. Naomi entered third, Candice LeRae fourth, Belair fifth. And really, with these five women in this match, nothing really too impactful went on. It was just kind of a lot of slow botching, choreographed. It just wasn't good until Tiffany Stratton came at number six. The crowd got into a little bit more Tiffy time, obviously. Io Sky came in at right after. And both of them did crazy spots off the top of the War Games. Both did moonsaults. And Io Sky had a trash can on while she did the moonsault, which is actually insane because you don't even know where you're landing. You really got to trust your opponents to actually, or teammates to catch you in that situation. So credit to her. Tiffany Stratton did well on the other side. That was really the highlight of the match. Liv and Rhea both came out 9 and 10th. Rhea sitting there waiting for Liv to get in the ring. It looked like Liv was maybe retreating. She goes and grabs her baseball bat and starts getting the heel team to grab Rhea, and she hits her in the ribs multiple times with the baseball bat. And really, other than that, there really wasn't a whole lot. I mean, I think Nia Jax went through a table. Other than that, I mean, wasn't really a whole lot of big moments in this match. Definitely the second half of the match was a lot better than the first. If you judge a match off halves, first half was basically a D minus to an F, and the second half was probably a B to an A. So the women definitely stepped up in the second half of this match. Rhea Ripley hits a riptide from the top of the turnbuckle through a table to Liv, 1, 2, 3, and Team Rhea gets the win in the Survivor Series Women's War Games. So was the most exciting or the greatest women's War Games match of all time? No, but the second half of it definitely helped out. I do think they need to go back to the original Survivor Series format, or at least mix it up year in and year out. Like maybe next year you do the traditional Survivor Series, even if you have Survivor Series in War Games, right? Like you have the top women, the top men from each brand, 4v4, 5v5 face off. I think that'd be very cool for them to do. So we'll see if that's something Triple H considers. I don't think War Games is necessary all the time just to have on the show. I think they maybe need to, mix it up with the original Survivor Series. So we'll see there. So next match, we had Shinsuke Nakamura against LA Knight. Yeah, for the United States Championship. Match went 9 minutes and 26 seconds. Nakamura gets the win. Was it a fantastic match? No, but for the time they had, they did a very good job. LA Knight did like a Death Valley driver. I was like, whoa, I've never seen him do that before. Nakamura did his signature where he throws him over his back on the top rope. Those are probably the two biggest moves hit in the match, besides the finisher, obviously, and that's the Kinshasa. Nakamura hits the Kinshasa, gets the win, 1, 2, 3, and Nakamura is your new United States champion. And I think the story of this match is LA Knight didn't really have his head into the game. He wasn't really fully focused. Nakamura's got to him a little bit with him attacking him and spitting a black mist in his face. So I think that's a logical reason LA Knight lost because, like, okay, he wasn't thinking straight. Nakamura's in his head. So the only complaints I've really seen, because a lot of fans want Nakamura, including myself, want Nakamura to win this match. And I'm glad he won this match. I think he needs this championship, especially if you want to take him serious as he comes back into the fold more. So, but I do get the argument that Carmelo Hayes or Andrade should have won. They put in a lot of work. They had the best of 7 series. They were just against him at Crown Jewel LA Knight. Neither one of them got the win. So I definitely get why fans are upset that neither one of them guys got the championship. Now, maybe one of them gets it in the future. Andrade's a baby face. Maybe he gets a win in the future. LA Knight, maybe he wins the title back and Melo beats him for it. We'll have to see how all this unfolds. LA Knight had a good run, though. He doesn't really need the championship, in my opinion. He's over as he is. So I'm okay with this match ending overall. So the next match was for the other title, the Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker against Sheamus against Ludwig Kaiser in a triple threat match. Very good match, went 14 minutes. And listen, everybody wanted Sheamus to win. I get it. If he won, it would be the one title he's never held in his career. He'd be a Grand Slam champion. I understand that. But Braun, it's just too early to have him lose again. Like, if he didn't lose to Jay, I would be like, okay, he's held the title for 4 months, have Sheamus win it. But he lost the title to Jay, and he just won it back like 2 months ago. Is there a possibility that Sheamus wins the title at Mania or maybe the Rumble or down the line on a bigger event? Absolutely, I could see that happening. But right now, it's too early for Braun to lose. But this match was great. Great pacing, great action. All three guys look strong. Braun did a nice jumping, like, clothesline on the outside of the ring. This guy's leaping ability and how fast he is at his size is just insane. Sheamus hit a Bro kick. The fans, this dead crowd was on their feet for this. Sheamus hit the Bro kick. 1, 2, kick out by Braun. The crowd, including myself, thought it was over. And Braun's a tough son of a gun. And he kicked out. And pretty much the end of the match, Ludwig Kaiser was going for his finisher. He hits it. And then a spear from Braun to Ludwig Kaiser and a spear to Sheamus. And the 1, 2, 3. I definitely get why some fans want Sheamus to win. I definitely can see why some fans are mad because they're like, okay, Braun kicked out of the Bro kick. Why couldn't Sheamus kick out of the spear? I don't know. I'm not the booker, but listen, I do think Sheamus is going to have his moment. It's just not going to be right now. But they do have Sheamus lose a lot, especially when the crowds are behind him. He lost against Gunther numerous times for the same championship. So I get it. Fans are getting impatient. And Triple H does this a lot, where he has somebody lose and lose and lose and lose, and he eventually has him get that big win. And maybe that's what he's building up here with Sheamus, because Triple H pays attention to what fans are saying. So maybe he's building up for a Mania moment for Sheamus. And I would personally be a fan of that because I think he does need to become a Grand Slam champion. He's had a Hall of Fame career, and this will be like a cherry on top of it. So next match, rematch from SummerSlam, Damian Priest against Gunther for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And this match was very good. It went 18 minutes, and it was a really old school type of match, just a lot of submissions, just hard shots, hitting back and forth. Really enjoy these type of matches. You don't see them very often. And Gunther's just like an old school type of wrestler, just his style, as we all know. We just went back and forth. I mean, Priest kicked out of a power bomb. Gunther kicked out of a razor's edge. But unfortunately, the ending of the match is what killed it for me. Finn Balor interferes, no DQ. And not that no DQ match, but they didn't call a DQ or none of the ref didn't see it. But Gunther attacked Finn. And I think that's going to mean more in the long run than people maybe realize, because Gunther wants to win on his own. He wants to be this fighting champion, this guy who can win without interference. And I respect it because he lost to Cody and he wants to beat Damian Priest legit. Unfortunately, Finn still got involved, just like SummerSlam. And, Gunther threw Priest back in the ring, put him in the sleeper, and that was 99 time for Damian Priest as Gunther retains his World Heavyweight Championship. Obviously, most of us knew Gunther was going to retain, but just, man, that ending really hurt this match. It's going to be interesting to see, though, if they do want to be a triple threat or if Gunther's involved in this feud. If they just have Gunther move completely onto another feud and have Finn and Priest continue their feud. I am kind of over the Judgment Day stuff. I'm even over the Liv and Rhea feud, honestly. I'm just ready for all this Judgment Day feud nonsense to be over with. I can't even take the new Judgment Day really seriously. They just have not been as impactful or important since Rhea and Damian Priest left. But hey, Triple H seems to want to carry this feud along. We'll see where it leads. Maybe they have a really good match and it changes my mind, but I am not having much hope in another Finn and Damian Priest feud or match, but we will see. So let's get on to the main event. The match everybody came to see, the WarGames men's match, the New Bloodline versus the OG Bloodline. And they had Jay and Tama Tonga kick her off here. Pretty much the order of the participants. Bronson Reed came out at 3, Jimmy 4, Jacob Fatu 5, Sammy 6, Tonga Loa 7th, Punk 8th, Solo 9th, and Reigns number 10. Now, there was some drama involved. When Sammy was, coming out, he was going to be Punk who came out, and pretty much Reigns went, nah, you ain't going out in this match. And Sammy went out, and Punk looked at him like, who the hell do you think you are? And the next entrant looked like it was about to be Reigns, and Punk just hurried up, ran outside the cage and looked at Reigns and kind of laughed like, nah, you ain't bossing me around in this. Not a chance. And, they were having issues, and we all expected them to. Obviously, they're doing this for Paul Heyman. They're on the same page to try to take out the New Bloodline, but they did not get along. Reigns speared Punk in this match by accident, obviously. It wasn't intentional. He gets hit with a Samoan spike after, kicked out. Solo hit him, I think, 2 other Samoan spikes, ended up getting broken up by one of the Usos. Jacob Fatu had a botched moonsault in this match, and it looked ugly. I'm not sure if he's actually hurt or maybe it's him selling the injury. He did continue to go after this, so it was good to see. But, man, that was he was holding his leg. He was talking to the referee. So I don't know if he was really. Hey, if he was acting on that, he deserves an award for that because he was doing a hell of a job. Reed does a tsunami off the top of the War Games. Reigns was on the table. Punk saved Reigns, which was a big story in this match. He almost got him off the table late. Reigns' leg was still on the table as Bronson Reed was falling. Thank goodness that he got him out of the way because that would have been ugly. But Bronson Reed does a splash through the table. Insane spot. Jimmy Uso did a Uso splash off the top of the War Games to Jacob Fatu through a table. I almost said Tatu. Fatu through a table. And pretty much the end of the match. Everyone's surrounding Solo on the OG Bloodline team. They're looking at him. Solo's like, oh, we could have done this differently. Please don't do this. He gets hit with 2 super kicks, the Haluva kick, the GTS, and the spear. 1, 2, 3, and that's all she wrote as the OG Bloodline stands victorious. Paul Heyman's, doing his classic gesture and everything. And, I do think the new Bloodline could have used this win, but I get why the OG Bloodline won. I mean, it's an overpowered team, obviously. So nothing happened, though. No Rollins showed up during this match, which surprised me. No Rock, which a lot of people thought The Rock was going to show up at the end of this show. Just everybody standing tall, and Punk and Reigns shook hands afterwards, and Punk said one time, and they all go up on the stage and just stand there and do the Bloodline taunt with Punk doing this. All in all, though, great show. I give it an 8 out of 10 rating. I mean, I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10. Some of the matches were really duds on this show or just wasn't really fantastic matches. But my 2 favorite matches were definitely the main event and the Triple Threat for the Intercontinental Championship. And, again, 8 out of 10. And, War Games, the men's one cooked. Sometimes with Bloodline matches, I sometimes kind of get, bored with them because sometimes it's more like story driven than wrestling driven, which I'm not hating on. It's just sometimes I feel like their matches are too story driven. They don't do a whole lot. Of this match, they did a ton. So credit to all them guys. Reigns did a dive, which threw me off guard. Just good stuff all in all. I think this pay-per-view was a success. Definitely could have used a better crowd, though. This crowd just not good. Canada, we got to do better. I mean, that crowd really just I do feel like the matches probably would have felt better if the crowd was actually into some of them. And they chanted this as awesome at like moments that weren't even awesome. And then when there was actually like good matches going on, they were just kind of like sitting there, not even doing much. So despite the bad crowd, a good War Games show overall. So that'll do it for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment your thoughts on Survivor Series War Games below. Peace.